9. 9? No. 9 is German for no.
No, no.
Is that something how the stream started? Just me saying 9 is German for no. Okay. Okay, let me just
Me and Devil and Lincoln played the world's stupidest game ever at Roblox.
I bet you did, my son.
That's no joke. We play Plants vs. Baddies.
I'm generally not even gonna ask. Like, honestly.
For sanity right there. we wanted to be ourselves.
I have genuine questions. Why? And how are you feeling after that?
We were playing because we were that bored. We just decided to join a random brain rot game and see how it was.
Hey, why didn't you invite me? Let's go.
It was around like 4 a.m. on a Thursday night.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
AKA yesterday night.
Well, I'm kind of offended. Let's go. And post. Alright, guys. I'm going to tell some intentionally crappy stories because, Halloween.
Slingshot.
No. What?
Slingshot.
Welcome, my children. Today, I'll be telling you stories. Crappy stories, if you will. Because honestly, you gotta love crappy stories to tell in the dark.
No work.
No, the point is these stories are intentionally bad. Hey, the fireworks...
I think I was worse. Yeah, slowly.
Yeah, honestly, that's true. It was a Thursday night. Actually, it was a Thursday day in the afternoon. And I seen a garage sale. I was curious, so I walked up to it. The vendor said, "Why, hello, young lady. Why, pick one of the games you have got." I told him, "I'm not a lady." And he went silent. So to fake the awkwardness, I bought a random game. Oh, hey, look! Telfomos! It's a good game I played before. I didn't know it had a sequel. Telfomos 2. Deadshot Light. I bought it for 62 cents. I went home. I forgot about it for like a week. Then, I popped it in to my old NES I had conveniently sitting there for the last 3 decades. I opened up the game. I heard it. My phone ring. I ran to it before slipping on a banana peel. It broke my arm. I went to the hospital for 3 weeks. I came back and I answered the call. Hello. Keep your windows closed. Okay, then I hung up immediately. Then I went back to playing the game for the next 3 to 4 weeks. I was addicted. My eyes would not close. Neither were my hands. Then, I heard a knock on the door. I was so excited because someone actually acknowledged me. So I ran as fast as I can to the door. I looked out the eye hole. And you know what I saw? I saw a 6-foot lobster with legs. I ran in fright. I ran straight into my bunker that I used for extremely rare occasions. I hid there for the next 3 to 4 hours. It was completely silent. But then, nothing happened. So for another 6 to 9 hours. But then, still nothing happened for the next 4 hours. I was exhausted. I had nothing to eat or drink, except for that pack of chips. Because I forgot I don't like chips. I'd rather starve to death than eat chips. Then, I heard a knock on the door. I was so frightened I grabbed a plastic baseball bat. I walked up the stairs, making extremely loud noises unintentionally, like knocking over the plants and actually stepping on my dog's squeaky toy. I opened the door and I saw the most terrifying thing imaginable. Girl Scout cookies. I screamed in fright. I ran straight to my attic, and I grabbed my shotgun. I stood there for the next 3 to 4 weeks. I was petrified and terrified. My body would not move. My eyes felt like jelly, and my heart was beating at the speed of sound. But then, nothing again for the next 3 weeks. But then I heard a horrible shriek come from the kitchen. I was extremely scared, so I used my gun as a pickaxe from Fortnite as my defense. I walked down the attic stairs, and I saw something horrifying. I forgot that I had my alarm still on for when I had to go to work in the morning. It was terrifying. But then I forgot. Oh yeah, I forgot. I was fired from work because nobody hold for me for like months on end. Then it was fine. I went back to playing that addicting game for 3 to 4 years. Turns out it was the game that pulled me in. Then nobody ever saw me again. The end.
I unintentionally made loud noises. I unintentionally stepped on my dog door.
Perfect. I call this next story the cockroach head. It was a frightful day. The kids were out trick-or-treating, and I was inside eating fun-sized candy balls, which was no bigger than my thumb. I started chomping them all night, but then a kid knocked on my door. I opened up and he said, "Trick or treat," and I said, "I have no candy," so... But he spotted the candy from my desk in the living room. He's like, "You're lying!" "Nuh-uh!" "I shall curse you!" Then I slammed the door in his face. I went back to eat candy. Later that night, in the pitch darkness, nothing happened for an hour. But then, I felt something on my leg. I looked up, and it was the most terrifying thing possible. I forgot to fed my cat, so he was annoying me. Oh, it was just you, Mr. Cuddles. I went back to sleep again, feed my cat again. But then, something knocked over the plant. I was like, "Oh crap, it must have been my Roomba." Then I went back to sleep. But then, I heard the faint sound of little insect limbs crawling on the ground. I don't know how I heard that, but I woke up screaming at the top of my lungs. And then the neighbor was yelling at me because we had thin walls. And I apologized because we could literally hear each other. But I saw a thing on the ground moving. Then I yelled again. My neighbor yelled again. "Shut up! I have work in the morning, sorry." But then, that insect on the ground came crawling straight towards me, and I screamed once more, "Can you shut up? Sorry." And then the insect got into my face somehow, and I was screaming at top of my lungs, running around my room, and my neighbor kept furiously yelling at me. But then, that insect crawled into my mouth, and I could feel it moving around my tongue and my teeth. I was screaming, but kept apologizing because my neighbor kept yelling at me. But then I slipped on a conveniently placed banana peel. It smacked my head on the wall and got knocked out. It was 4 a.m. I woke up, felt a little movement. I was like, wait a minute. Oh, thank God, it was all a dream. No, it wasn't. The thing I thought was a blanket was a bed of cockroaches. And I screamed again. My neighbor is yelling once more. I could not hear him over the crackling sounds of the cockroaches crawling all over my body. I ran into the living room trying to grab the fire extinguisher. I forgot how to use it, so I accidentally sprayed my cat. But then my door was knocked clean in. It was my neighbor wielding a shotgun, and he thought I was a terrifying beast because I was covered in cockroaches, and I yelled at him. I was running at him for help, and then he shot. As I was laying on the ground dying, I remembered the kid cursed me to have a cockroach head, and my head was blown straight off, where the cockroaches made a nest out of it, and I was truly a cockroach head. The end.
Oh my god. Like that by way he took an inconvenient banana peel.
Dude, literally. Oh, I'm just gonna turn on some of my lights.
This is the most funniest thing I've made.
Dude, literally.
Obviously, I love it. I really love it.
The balloon that would follow me. I woke up on Saturday. I was feeling exhausted because I had a poly party, if you know what I mean. So I grabbed my keys and went home. My head was spinning like a teeter-totter. Even though teeter-totters don't spin. That's how you could tell how hung I was. I finally got home. I noticed. My neighbor's kid's having a birthday party. I could see a bunch of balloons. I looked at them, and one of them struck me as it was staring at me. The balloon was in the shape of a turquoise fedora. It stared at me for what felt like hours. Then I snapped out of it, looked at my watch, and it literally has been hours. My neighbors are worried, looking at me. Are you okay? Yeah, sorry, had bad sleep. Yeah, I bet it must have been real bad sleep, but we've stayed in there for like 3 hours. I was extremely awkward, and I just ran straight inside and closed the door. Then I fell back asleep. I just kind of just lunged under the ground and I fell asleep. 6 weeks passed. I woke up with a massive headache. A headache that felt like you'd been hit in the head with 16 hammers. I looked outside my window, and there it was. The turquoise fedora balloon, still staring at me. I was standing there for hours again. He was staring at me. But then, I heard a horrible shriek come from the door as it got kicked in. I yelled out loud. I ran straight to my bathroom and locked the door. I seen a silhouette. A silhouette that cannot be described. I seen its invisible footsteps slowly lunge towards me in the bathroom. And it really knew the code to open my door. It stared at me again. Then I got a call from my brother-in-law, and we chat for like 3 hours straight, and I forgot I was supposed to be getting killed by someone. Then I hung up the phone, I was like, I started screaming! And then, turns out, the thing that killed me that night was the balloon. And
I was getting killed by. So he called my man. We imagine a police officer came into his house 2 hours in, an hour before he, snapped out of it. And then he
Dude.
called him. And then after his sentence was up, he killed the bullet as soon as he left the prison cell.
Dang. I called this stuck to my mondo. I got addicted to this new Roblox game called Sable Legacy. It was fun.
Hey, don't breathe that into it here.
Fine. It'll be called something different. Legacy. It was a fun, addicting anime.
Don't breathe that way to here. That's just starting up.
Shush! I'm trying to tell a story. And then a horrible shriek. Hey, no, crap! I lost my train of thought.
Devlin, he's live streaming. Oh, crappy or the story?
Yeah, crappy stories to tell an adult. Oh, it was just the intentionally bad, and there was a lot of comedy thrown in them.
Oh, okay.
Now, let me continue. I was staring at my monitor for hours playing this game called Addicting Simulator on Roblox. It was a game where I collected funny-looking pets, and I stared and played for hours on end. My parents yelled at me to go outside. I yelled at the top of my lungs, but then the lights went out. I screamed at the top of my lungs, and my parents smacked me in the face, saying, "We're still here, you idiot." I started bawling for the next 3.5 hours. But then a new pet got added to the game, and I lunged at my laptop like Foxy did. I played for 6 to 14 weeks straight. But then something lunged at me from the door and dragged me from my monitor, and I was thrown into the grass. It was my father telling me to touch grass. I could feel my skin burning off from touching this thing they called grass. I was screaming in pain. And my father was yelling, "It's not that bad. Get used to it." The last thing I saw before my eyes melted was the disapproving look from my father yelling at me. Before my eyes and skin melted off from the grass. That's all I knew was how to be addicted to a game. And well, I was gonna.
Little did my parents know that there's a blade full of grass.
Yeah, he was being melted from the grass.
That must have been hot grass.
No, it was just his gamer status. Yeah, he died after that. I call this one a friendly trip. I stayed up till 5 a.m. that night, just watching random videos online. My parents got me up at 7 a.m. So I only had like 2 hours of sleep. Turns out we had to go to Walmart to grab some groceries. So we got in the car. But then we saw a car crash happen right in front of us. The man's head went flying from the car. Safe to say, it landed in the kid's hands. He never spoke a word from that day. I mean, would you blame the kid? The decapitated head landed into his arms. Then we just brushed it off like nothing happened. Then we got to Walmart. We parked. We got out, we locked the doors, and slammed the doors. And our mother yelled at us, "Don't slam the doors!" Then we got a grocery cart, and we went, and then we went to grab some food. But then the lights went out, and we could hear some people at the front of the store yelling, "Everyone put your hands up!" We were getting robbed. We ran to the back of the store and tried to hide behind the toilet paper. But it was no use. We could hear gunshots happening at the front of the store. We could hear the screams of the people. And then I was left by myself somehow. My so-called family ran off without me. I was stuck in the toddler aisle, hide behind some goofy little kid toys. And then I accidentally activated one of them, and it was a Gabby doll started singing at the top of his lungs. Mariachi, mariachi, ah. And then I heard the slow steps go into full-on sprints coming towards my area. I was terrified, and then I seen the footsteps walking towards me. I felt my heart beating faster than Sonic running away from his problems. Then they pointed the gun straight at my head. There was nothing I could do in that situation, so I accepted my fate. And then the lights went back on, and everyone said, "Surprise!"
Birthday party.
Yes, it was in fact my birthday today. I didn't even realize. And I was so terrified I had a heart attack and died. The end.
On my birthday.
Yeah, he died.
It's basically like putting a paper machete on the paper. But, you know, really fast. Having a face and he died.
I mean, yeah.
Paper jump scare.
That's like the least best way to go out. Just die from a heart attack.
Oh, on his head. That's indeed a copy story.
Well, yeah, that's literally the whole point of this whole game.
I guess he got jump scared so hard. I guess he played a little too much horror game.
Very safe to say that. I call this next story. She knew everything. I woke up in the morning. And I went back to sleep for another 3 hours. But then I truly woke up. I got cereal. And I seen my sister stare at me with the most disappointing grin I've ever seen. I cussed off and tell her to stop staring at me and went back to my room to watch anime for the next 3 hours. Then I fell asleep on my monitor. But then I heard my door slowly creak open. And I knew what I had to do. I spun up like an anime protagonist to grab my plastic sword. Then I quoted some random anime quote, which I had no idea what had to do with anything. Hi, Machi! Then I threw my plastic sword at the person at the door. And it bounced off the wall, hit me in the head, knocked me out cold. And when I finally woke up in a basement. I was tied to the wall. There was nothing I could do. All I could do was finally look around. But then the door opened in the basement. The figure started walking towards me. It asked me a frightening question. Do you like vanilla ice cream? I screamed in terror. I yelled, no, please, no. The figure smiled and walked away. Next 3 hours, then the figure came back down with a bucket full of vanilla ice cream. I screamed at the top of my lungs. You're gonna eat this whole bucket of vanilla ice cream. I started bawling. Please, no!
I had a heart attack because I was allergic to vanilla ice cream.
No, he just didn't like vanilla ice cream.
Oh,
Bless you, said the woman.
thank you.
And after that, my brain went numb.
Next scary one is about a guy allergic to water.
My brain went numb after one spoonful of ice cream.
No, even better, a guy dying to sneeze.
Oh my god. Calm down. My brain went numb after having one spoonful of vanilla ice cream. I screamed to make it stop. But then, the shadow figure finally went into the light. And it was my sister. I said, why? Why? She yelled at me. You stole the last pudding pop from the fridge. And I yelled, "Ha, such a loser!" And I started laughing in her face. What a loser! Then she screamed and hit me in the face with the rest of the ice cream. And then I shrieked as my skin burnt off from the ice cream. Turns out I was, in fact, allergic.
Holy shit, that was scary.
Then, the last thing I could see before my eyes melted from my socket was a terrifying grin. Then I woke up because of a scary dream. And
Everybody, it's all like sketchy. I
well,
really like how I see it. Of your person. Bless you, said the girl. Look, it's so funny.
I call this next story The Road. I was at least 17 and a rebellious kid. My parents kicked me out, so I walked the streets all night. I walked and walked and walked. I seen the sun go down and the moon rise. I was getting tired, but there was nothing else I could do. Then I seen some headlight come from behind me. It was just a random fellow trying to get past me. So I let him go past, and he was gone. And they went on the night. And for hours and hours, I walked, 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 and walked, and walked, and walked, and then walked. And then there was a rock in my shoe. So I got that out. So I kept walking. But then suddenly, another call came from behind. I was like, go past! And that dude gave me the most terrifying grin possible as he slowly drove past me. I was like, wait a minute, didn't this van already pass me? But I forgot I was kind of stoned out of my mind. Then he went by. But then I walked again. And walked for 3 days straight. I was getting so unbelievably tired, my brain was almost malfunctioning on me. Almost collapsed many times. I watched as the nearby barn, you know how the little chicken cock-a-doodle-doo. It was not a pleasant place to be. I kept walking, and then it became night again. And then that same van came behind me. I was like, "Go ahead, you idiot!" But then he just kept staring at me. And he turned on his high beams. And then he started slowly speeding up towards me. And then I realized I was in danger. So then I started walking slightly faster. And then he started coming faster again. His van started becoming sort of faster. And I was like, oh crap, my life's in danger. So I started slightly sprinting. Then the van started slowly going up faster too, to match my speed. And then I was like, oh crap, I'm really in danger. So I started really sprinting as fast as my legs can go as my nearly 3 days of staying up energy could awful. I realized my life was truly in danger. I ran as fast as I can, and the van started going fast.
No.
But then I was getting tired. I slowed down, and so did the van. I was like, "Wait, what?" The van only moved when I moved. So I started walking, and the van was slowly going behind me. I realized, wait a minute. What if I run towards him? And then I started booking it towards him, and he just hightailed back. And I was chasing him. He had the most terrifying look on his face as I kept chasing him. But then he stopped, and I smacked straight into the front of his van. And I realized he stopped. Then he forgot he was the one chasing me. And then he started full booking it. I was on the front of his van, and my custom printed leather suit got stuck under his tire, and I was dragged under the van. My skin was scraped, my suit was torn. I could feel the asphalt scrape across my face as my skin was getting torn off. And then I got torn at the back of his van, and then he just booked it. The last thing I saw was this license plate, scratched out so no one can ever know what he was. The next day,
Actually, it turns out I just fell off my bike.
what?
Next day, I saw
No,
him.
hey, don't change the story. The next day, I woke up in the police department.
Clown.
I woke up in the police department. My face was covered up in bandages. My parents were looking at me like I did some sort of horrible crime. Turns out, the person I was in the van filed a report against me. And I got all the blame for that night. Because he told everyone that it was self-defense. What the flunk? I said out loud, yelling at him. You were chasing me! No, oh, you started chasing me. Yeah, because I was testing you. Then he slapped me across the face. And the police started laughing at me. Then I was thrown into custody. And
But I didn't realize it was Krusty the Clown that was following.
it was not Krusty the Clown. It was a man in the van.
Oh my god.
I call this one planted. I'm a very gardening woman, and I love the garden. I had almost a whole lawn full of plants. Everyone called me the crazy plant lady. And for the most part, it was true. I kept buying plants every week. My entire house was filled with plants. And I decided to go to this new plant store opened up nearby. How convenient. I looked inside, and they had a new type of plant growth. I was like, sure, I'll buy that. Really for 67 cents for all I care. It's on clearance. I bought this new mysterious growth, a plant growth thingy bottle. I went at the store, but I looked behind me and the store was gone. I was like, did I smoke something last night? I walked home. And I decided to test my new plant thing on the plants. And then nothing happened. The plants reacted completely the same. But, yeah. A terrifying shriek came from my garden. I ran out with my shotgun and my conveniently placed rocket launcher. And I had it point outside my window. And then it was a weird shadowy figure. I screamed and I dropped the rocket launcher out my window onto the grass. I was like, oh crap. I ran outside for some stupid reason. I was like, don't hurt me. And I slipped on a banana peel. I fell on my back and injured my spine. And I was like, oh no. The figure started walking towards me. I was like, don't hurt me. Even though my rocket launcher was conveniently beside me. I covered my eyes. And then, silence. I looked up and it was gone. The figure was gone. It was gone, I tell you. It was gone. Then, the most terrifying thing that's ever happened to me happened that very night. I forgot to go take a shower. Then I took a shower. Then I ran back outside. And I slipped on a banana peel again. And the figure was back. And I screamed at the top of my lungs. I could hear the dogs from 6 neighborhoods away start barking at the top of their lungs. It turns out the figure was my plants. Ooh! The new pesticide actually made my plants come to life in whole fine, terrifying plant things. And they started lashing at my body. It felt like hours my blood was all over my plants as they drank it. Like it was some sort of new fertilizer. That pesticide brought those plants to life. The last thing I could feel was true and agonizing pain. The last thing I saw was the plants planting the new youth, as in seeds, into my organs. The seed took all the nutrient out of my organs so I could feel the pain. Nobody wanted to talk to me, so therefore, nobody knew I was in my backyard in agonizing pain as the plants grew from my body. I truly was the crazy plant lady. The last thing I could see before I died was a tree sprouting from my organs as it drank every last inward out of me. Man, pretty hilarious stuff, right? Okay. Pretty hilarious stuff, right?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty terrified. I'm shaking in my boots right now.
Just, oh,
Yeah,
dude, just imagine like just seeing plants sprout out of your body that's ripped open. Ugh.
She's screaming and you have to walk along right next to it.
I don't know. I guess she just wasn't that small enough. She's kind of had the IQ of a whole movie protagonist.
No, I can tell because she's a lot bit larger instead of,
True that.
It's like, oh, shit, I'll try walking along Jen. But I realized it was this toilet paper launcher.
I call this story Check Your Candy. I just got back from trick-or-treating with me and my friends. We were trick-or-treating for like hours. We went out from 5 p.m. to 7 a.m. We went home After knowing every neighbor for candy, we finally went home and dug into our candy. We chomped it like it was nothing. But then, I bit into the coffee crisp, and I screamed in pain because I figured there was a razor blade in it. Ooh! Then I had to go to the hospital. The end.
That was fine.
Oh yeah, I'm having a coffee crisp right now.
He went to chicken shitting and he got candy, he ate it. He realized there was no way to play it.
Yeah.
Even though I'm saying that's the end.
Uh-huh.
The time I really whole second. Just that was something.
I call this next one. Huh?
I got one.
You have a crappy story to tell?
Yep.
Okay, hold on, turn me up the volume so you can hear on the stream.
Alright. I call this one Spooky Candy. The one night I went trick-or-treating on Halloween, and me and my friends were going door to door. The 15th and a half house we got to. We opened it up, and they gave us potatoes!
Ah!
The end.
Perfect. I call this next one payment.
Wait, not yet.
What? I guess. Yeah, I call this next one very. Call this next one payment. I got into the candy cigarette business, and it was not a very good thing. We had a very young age to be doing these deals with these sketchy people, but money was rough. Had to do what we had to do. I may have been 7, but I was already part of the mafia with my father. So I delivered candy cigarettes to kids. It turns out my dad got into a brutal fight with another mafia, and we had to move cross country, or we would have been dead. So we got in the van, and we just sped off like no tomorrow. I'm sorry, is that someone in the bush?
Playing Fortnite?
No, I'm playing a campfire game on stream.
Oh.
You know, to really give off the mood. But yeah.
Oh, that's not a bush. I thought you were playing Fortnite.
No, but yeah. We drove for like hours. I kept asking Dad every 5 minutes, "Are we there yet?" He kept yelling at me. So I shut up for the next 5 minutes. I asked again, "Are we there yet?" And he kept telling me, "Be quiet, or he's going to turn his van right around and he's going to get me killed." And I kept yelling, "Fine!" And shut up.
Are we there yet?
Yes, I kept asking him that for like next, what was it, 16 to 17 hours. Yes, he was not very happy. Yeah, kept yelling at me, and we finally got to this new place called New Chickenland. It's a place we're going to be staying for next week or so, until we get, hold over the hide from the mafia gang that was after us. So, we rented a hotel at the new Chickenland Hotel. We stayed though. But then, crazy knock on the door at 3 a.m. My dad was fast asleep, so I did the most reasonable thing to do in this situation. I got up and I walked towards the door. I said, "Who is it?" And then the door got busted in. And then it was the mafia gang. and they had blood in their eyes. They grabbed the shotguns and knives, and they ran running towards me. So I ran, but there was not much the place to run because it was a hotel. And I kept yelling at Dad to wake up, but he was fast asleep. The mafia gang caught me in the corner, and I played it for my life. I was not doing this for the money. I was doing it to impress my father. And they said, "Oh, your father, you ain't gonna impress him anymore, kid." Turns out, they were walking at the hotel, and they offered my dad a drink, which was poisoned. My dad was dead, fast asleep on that bed. I was terrified as the shotgun looked straight at me into the eyes. And they realized they could actually recruit me since I had no family left. They picked me up, threw me in the van, and I became part of the mafia, selling candy cigarettes for the rest of my life. And
What?
what do you mean, what?
I am so confused.
Why?
Shit. I literally zoned him for 5 seconds. What happened?
Hold on. Okay, so that hotel, the mafia dad and mafia kid were staying at, like the new Chicken Lynn Hotel.
Yeah.
So, so the kid and dad were both asleep, but then the kid heard knocking at the door, but his dad was fast asleep. So the kid that did the most reasonable thing to do and just walked towards the door and asked, "Who is it?" And the door slammed in. It was the mafia gang, and they had guns and knives, and they were pointing straight at me. And I was playing for my life, and yada yada. And I was playing my dad to wake up, and turns out they poisoned him. Yeah, and then the kid joined the mafia gang for the rest of his life.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, what part we just talked about?
What?
Yeah, what part made you say that? Like, part where the dad was poisoned, or the part where the kid joined the mafia?
The kid joining the mafia for life.
Yeah,
Hey, Devlin, can I show you something real fast? Hold on. I can't exactly look. Is this meant to happen in the dark still? Hold on.
he just said he can't look.
The second hardest part on a first place is one of the
Guys, Robert Coulter, are you seeing this?
Come on. What the heck?
I think I broke the game.
You don't know.
Wait. I did have, I have no idea. Don't ask me. Devlin, can you please look at this before the game ends?
Next story loading. Next story loading.
Oh.
Oh, I got a good one.
Oh. I'm fighting, alright? I'm fighting.
Oh, I call this one Forced to Replay a Memory, but then Forgotten. I was thinking that was, hey, that was a really good name. How dare you? Okay. Yeah, I call this fun. Forced to replay a memory, but then forgotten. I was with my friend group. We were a bunch of cool dudes and girls. We love playing board games. We were just living in our sweet little grasslands. We were waiting for that certain dude to be torn. The one night it just went all dark. I woke up and was replaying the memories of the first time we got into this competition. I see my fellow nodes, those rows and those, Fishy and Pentagon, but Dreamcatcher was no in sight. Everything was different. We weren't 2D and 1 frame per second. We were live action. We were all forced to replay the events of the first challenge we were in. Forced to do it all again. No control. We had to watch as we replayed these memories. His son. It was his fault, but he wanted to relive his past. He didn't know he was making us suffer by replaying the same memory, the same team losing. We stuck there, but then our reality was shattered and we were brought back to another place. And then this real poor entity popped up and said, I hope you enjoyed those memories. You're gonna get killed and wiped. I saw my fellow board notes get killed, and I was the last one. Why did he look like a key? That's because I am a key. Then he killed me and wiped my memory cold. Man, yeah, that was Key Gone. We were, narrating.
A T-Fox version of Crappy Story. Like,
No, I was basically just retelling the story of the BFDM live action remake. Yeah,
oh, that actually kind of makes sense.
yeah.
I actually really like that one.
Well, good. Hmm. Thinking.
Loading story.
Yes.
I didn't know you had to load the story first before you can read it.
No, I'm just saying. I call this one the Switch. I was walking in my grandfather's antique store. I was allowed to play around with all the antique stuff. I actually broke a couple of them, but he said it was fine, even though they were worth a couple $1,000. But either way, yeah. Obviously, as a young child in an antique store, kind of got bored quickly. So I started rearranging everything. I started putting priceless stickers onto very low quality items. I can't believe a guy actually bought a $3,000 bottle cap. But I know it's in the back room where we unpacked stuff. So there was a switch. No normal switch. A light switch. I was like, Grandfather, what does a light switch do? He looked at me in pure silence. It's for the heater! Yeah! As a naive child, I believed him. I went back into the main area. I slipped on a banana peel and knocked myself out. Cold.
Never knew I was cold.
No, he knocked himself out cold. He slipped on a banana peel. It could be in his stomach.
Why do these why do these having stories since that sounds so convenient?
No reason. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god, let me tell my story. I got up with an extremely Godzilla warring headache. I was extremely tipsy, knocked over everything in my path. I kind of fell back on the ground and got knocked out again from that same banana peel. About 3 hours later, it was closing time for the antique shop. And when my grandfather was packing up some of his stuff to go home, I decided to go to the light switch. And I flipped it off. Then I pulled a flat line needle. Turns out that was the light switch that controlled the whole hospital beside that big store. And everyone inside that hospital died. The end.
I think most of these stories consist of a conveniently placed banana peel.
No reason.
Who placed these conveniently placed banana peel?
I don't know.
Well, is it the guy in the van?
Probably not. Hmm. I call this one the painting. It's an average day, waiting for our host to come back. It's been a year since the last episode recorded. Everyone's been kind of bored of sitting around the grasslands. So I did the most reasonable thing to do. I went onto the floating island and I started painting. And painting. And painting. After all, my weird little body had a paintbrush on it. So, you may as well paint. Damn, I have to start throwing the buttons because painting far too much for my liking. So what was to do? The host was gone. And one night I fell asleep painting a custom painting of my favorite Roblox game. I was knocked out cold because I painted for 16 hours straight. I woke up and then the painting with that little cool figure on it was missing. I screamed out loud, "Piss Hall, shut up!" And I started crying because I was getting yelled at. But then I actually fell off the floating island, hit my head on the ground, and got knocked out. I woke up to Black Triangle staring at me. It was kind of awkward. He was staring at me for like 15 minutes.
Please silence.
Yeah. I mean, Black Triangle does do that. Black Triangle watches over everyone in their sleep.
Wait, were you playing the campfire game on like the PS5 or on like?
Yeah, I'm playing on the PS5. This is kind of easy. I eventually told Black Triangle to go away because he was starting to creep me out. And he did, with his silent footsteps. But then I realized I forgot about the painting. I went back up a disc's block towel and I checked the painting. Oh, Jesus. It scared me. Hey. But yeah. I went back up this block tower and I checked the painting and my figure was there again. I was creeped out. I screamed and I ran far away from the painting, but I fell off the island again because I forgot it was a floating island. I knocked myself out again. I seen Black Triangle staring at me again, so I kicked him. And Black Triangle just kind of walked. Okay, so he walked backwards into the forest, staring at me. until I couldn't see them all. What a little creep, I said. Then I was like, oh crap, the painting. I went back again. I seen the figure was gone again. Then I screamed at the top of my lungs. And then a tall figure came behind me. It can all be one thing. It was Sammy Epic. They pranked me because they kept switching out the painting. The end.
I thought it was gonna be a little.
What?
I thought it was gonna be like Groundhog Day, where it's gonna repeat the same day over and over again.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that movie.
I'm hearing voices. What the fuck they're talking about?
Yeah, I do hear weird things in this game too, I'll admit. It's kind of creepy though.
And this game is terrifying.
But it really does set the mood for this stream.
It really does. With this perspective.
Extremely terrifying Roblox game and really bad stories.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck?
I call this.
Some creepy over here.
What?
Yeah.
No, sorry, repeat that.
Yeah, you know where the tents are, right?
Probably. Probably.
Yeah, follow me.
Hey, tell me, who's that guy that has the weird looking suit and like the weird hair and I can't see his face? I don't know.
That's me.
Yeah, I know.
You sounded genuinely confused.
I'm gonna say, play joke. Yeah, that's what radios do. Let's go.
Imagine you tell the crappy store and dead person while you guys are walking through the woods.
I feel slight static from it.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. What the hell?
What?
Oh, okay. I thought you could just genuinely walk over there. If no, this is all we can go. All where we can go. Yeah.
Well, back to the campfire with the next story.
Honestly, it's kind of scary though.
I true that, but
It's genuinely scary. I'm gonna be straight up.
literally, dude, that's why it's literally perfect for this stream. Boom.
Yep. Not scary stories, but insanely scary games.
Like, what's it like? Is there any movies that like have scary visuals, but the characters themselves aren't even that scary?
Scary movie.
Good point. Jeez, that's just my character looking at. Okay, let's check this. I call this next one the man who stares. It was 3 a.m. and I got back from a crazy killer party. I was having the time of my life. I did woke up at 4 a.m. just to grab a drink of water. But then I looked over at my TV and there was a tall, slender figure looking at me. Pitch black, no eyes. We had a stare off. I could not move. I was stuck there staring into that thing's soulless eyes. But then my alarm went off. It was morning. How the heck? It was night before. Oh, it was weird. I was standing there all night. My alarm went off at 10 a.m. I got out waterfoot at 4. Must have been a weird dream, I said to myself before realizing I was in critical danger. So I went to work at a Playboy company. Another shift, go home late. I went back to bed. I woke up at 4 again. Odd. And I went to get some water again. But then I looked at the TV again, and it was there. It felt closer than last night. And it felt longer. My alarm went off again. I was like, what the heck? It's time for work again? Oh. So I went back to the Playboy company to do my stuff. I was launch shift, went home, go to sleep. But then, you know what happened. I woke up at 4 a.m. again. I don't know why, but I was extremely thirsty again. But I just didn't want to get out of bed.
Devlin, Jovi's actually cheating.
Good to know.
He did no back shot, and he did 120 damage with knife only.
Goddamn.
I didn't want to get up because I knew that creature was going to be back. But my unvital thirst was getting to me. So I got up. And I got my plastic baseball bat. And I slowly opened my door. I brought a flashlight with me. And then I felt its presence. I look at the TV again. It was there. My flashlight was on, but no light was touching the creature.
Don't shove me through the wall.
It was a dark void of nothing staring at me. I dropped my plastic baseball bat. I was stuck staring at it again. I dropped my flashlight. And it felt like he was moving towards me without moving an inch. I could feel an undivided amount of pain, but I couldn't move. I could feel my body slowly stretching and falling into the thing's voidless body. I couldn't move. Every part of my body was getting stretched into the void. And then I got sucked in. The last thing I saw was my broken flashlight on the ground. And then pure darkness. And I realized what it truly was. It was my dream telling me I had bad mental health because of my job. It was a metaphor. Then I woke up, went back to work, and I got fired. I got a new job. The end.
What kind of your job do you work at?
It doesn't. No, it doesn't. I don't do epilogues to this ending of these things. It just kind of ends, I guess.
My flight wasn't working because I forgot my battery.
Dang, I should have done that.
Definitely.
I literally said that.
I did?
Hoping you get the idea.
Yeah. I don't know, is that the one?
Yeah, I literally said, you were like, oh, my flashlight doesn't work. I'm like, I should have, at this point, I should have bought that.
Do that. um. Oh. I call this one the bouncy house. I was at my daughter's birthday party. I was going to find. We went to a big gym to have the party, and there was balloons, and there was a bunch of those big, weird-looking, big I don't know how to describe them. There was even karaoke balls. There was a game set up, and of course, the main attraction, the bouncy house. It was a bright pink and a turquoise mixed with the yellow stripes. It looked innocent at first, of course. Kids saw going into and saw bouncing the hearts out. I could not pay attention to it. after a couple 20 minutes, one of the mothers were looking for the kids. Where's my child? I yelled, I don't know! So she gave me a death glare, like I did to the wall. What the heck was that? I swear to God, there were footsteps.
Yeah, no, that game is oddly terrifying.
I'm back to it. Yeah.
Why does that look like the Slender Man twist? I might add.
I might think it is too. I yelled at the mother, I don't know where your kid is! She gave me a death glare because I wasn't helping. She stormed off looking for a kid. I was like, idiot. Then I saw my daughter go to the bouncy castle. I was like, okay. No, 20 minutes. Lisa! Time to blow your birthday candles! Nothing. Where did she go? And the last place I remember her being was at the bouncy castle. So I went over, Lisa, time to blow your birthday candles! And there was nothing in there. What the?
Moldy cheese.
Yes, moldy cheese was on the bouncy castle.
Moldy cheese.
I was like,
But cheese wasn't moldy.
I got on the bouncy castle. She was nowhere to be seen. And for my idiocy, for some reason, I started bouncing. I started bouncing uncontrollably high. But then, I bounced so high, I shot up from the bouncy castle. I was flying with full wet belly like owls. Then, I hit something extremely hard and knocked myself out. Then I heard Lisa yell at me, Father, wake up! And then, I seen her, my daughter, and we were trapped on something. I used my phone flashlight, and we were stuck in a giant cobweb. That bouncy castle bounced us high enough to the point where we got to the gigantic spiderweb on the ceiling. The party was over, everyone left. I was pitched off. And then I seen it. A gigantic spider crawling towards us. It ate the first kid whole as a light snack. That bouncy castle was a trap for prey like us to be eaten. There was nothing I could do. Even though I could clearly call 911 on my phone. But I stupidly dropped it somehow. Even though I had a firm grasp on it. Then the spider started crawling towards me. There's nothing I could do. I was stuck. And that thing started ripping me apart like it was a dog toy. My organs were flying everywhere as the spider ate every last drop of blood.
So I took
And
duck in my pocket.
what? The dude literally got killed by a giant spider.
And I forgot I got a dog toy in my pocket.
Oh my god, he's being ripped apart like a dog toy.
All dead. Dun, dun, dun.
9 more hours.
9 more hours.
Oh crap, you're right.
9 more hours.
There's a Fortnite event happening tomorrow morning.
Oh, so we're staying up all night, got it.
We had legit at 8 a.m.
I don't care. I'll stay up till
Good, it's a Simpsons season. Homer's not a skin though.
not peak.
But Maggie is.
Less peak. Actually, slightly more peak, but not so.
But we also got Funny Flanders. Okay, if we all play tomorrow, Devil, you still got Rick Sanchez, right?
Yep.
We got Rick, Homer, Peter Griffin, and we need one more for Robert.
Oh yeah, what about Godzilla?
If you get the Battle Pass, Robert, then I could be Godzilla, you could be Homer. Or we both get the Battle Pass. You get to be Homer, I'll be Flanders.
That's actually really present.
We are the Cartoon Network gang.
Cartoon Network.
Cartoon Network.
Huh.
We are the Disney.
I call this one the Endless Chips. You know, I call this one Endless Chips. I went to the grocery store and I saw this new Pringles type and I was like, said, Endless Pringles! I thought it was a scam. So I grabbed it and bought it. I took it home and I soothed it up by pouring wine all over it. And then I had the first chip, then the second, then the third, and fourth, fifth, sixth, and so on and so forth. I realized I've been munching at chips for hours. I looked, and there was still so much Pringles left. That's weird, I mentioned. How is this possible? I was eating the same Pringles can for hours. Even though it said it was endless, I was like, oh. But then, I realized, what if I buy another one? So I ran back to the store and bought another Pringles endless can. And then I soothed it up with my perfect voice and poured wine all over it. Then I ate and ate and ate, and it was still going for hours. But then I realized the can wasn't endless. It was a glitch in the Matrix. I realized, wait a minute, and I took off my goggles, and I was in a fake world. Turns out, the year was 2087. The end.
Wow. That was something.
The suit of
A Matrix themed happy story.
Okay, this one's not gonna be canon.
I really like that one.
Okay, this one's not canon whatsoever, but I'm still gonna tell it. I call it Perfect Life. I realized something. Wait a minute. I want to start a competition. So, I doubted what the four dudes said, and I said I could start my own competition. And I got a cast of 5 contestants. Pointy, Marco, Rocky, Nickel, and Luzo. And we did the 4th season of T-Pox. Then the 2nd. Then the 3rd. Then 4th and the 5th. And then we started up on the 6th season. I was super delighted. Everyone told me they were so excited about doing a 6th season. And I was like, you know what? I can't believe this. This honestly feels like a dream to have you all here today. Then everyone stared at me for a while. What did I say? They all kept staring. And they got up from where they were sitting. Everyone lunged at me. And then
They stole my
I
lunch.
opened my eyes. So, you've been in a coma for the last 7 years. Turns out, T-Pox was never a real thing. Man,
Wow.
it's not canon, obviously, but yeah.
That was something.
Let's talk about Christmas already.
No. Wait till tomorrow, at least.
tomorrow.
Mm.
You mean 1 hour basically?
No, it's International Rip Apart Your Friend Chris Day tomorrow if he doesn't shut up over Christmas.
Jingle bell, jingle
No,
bell.
stop! It's at least wait till tomorrow to listen to Christmas music.
Oh my god.
I call this one Consequences Be Dull. Me and my group of fun glee friends went over to everyone's house and ding dong ditch. We done this for hours, knowing the entire neighborhood. But then, after almost 3 full months of this, the neighbor snapped. And then we ran and knocked on his door, and we tried running, but then he slammed up the door with a rocket launcher. We all screamed and ran in different directions. He was furious. Have we been knowing for 3 full months of Ding Dong Ditch? He started chasing us all down. I ran into a bush near the playground, and I heard explosions. And then my friend's screams went silent. I was next. I tried not making sound, but I forgot to turn off my phone. So, my brother started calling me. I couldn't turn off the ringtone because I forgot parental lock was on, and I couldn't ignore the call either. So I had to accept the call. Yo, bro, what are you doing? Shut up! Huh? I can't hear you! And then I heard the biggest man start running towards my bush. And then I screamed and I dropped my phone on the ground. Yo, bro! And then the man stepped on the phone, breaking it instantly. I ran into the forest. I was running as fast as I can. My eyes felt like they were gonna pop out. I got into a tree. I hid up there for hours. The crazy old man was still staring, looking for me with his rocket launcher, saying, I blew up your fence and I'll do the same to you. I know you're here. I didn't make a peep. 6 hours passed by and he was still patrolling only in the area. But then, he stopped at his tracks. He turned almost 360 degrees. Tilted his head up, moved his head back, and he saw me. Yeah, it wasn't a good idea to wear a full-on pink outfit in the glue forest.
God, pink outfit.
He stared, and then he grabbed his rocket launcher and fired at me, and then he blew me up! But it turns out, he was an insane asylum patient. The end.
And then I was talking, and that wasn't real.
And then while he was calling and he couldn't turn it off because of parental controls.
Wait, if he had parental controls on, why didn't he just do his phone? It would be more ethical.
Well, I mean, he couldn't do anything because, like, he had to accept the call because his parents put on the parental lock on his phone. But it's not like he couldn't deny the call either.
Why couldn't he just do the phone when it started ringing?
That would have been smart, actually. I don't know why he didn't do that.
All of these people in these traps is I stupid.
I mean, it kind of matches the quality of some horror movies.
That is true.
And then we realized Santa wasn't real.
What? Wait, whoa, what? He's not? He totally is.
Wait, what?
What?
Wait, what?
Is that a stall? No. We have time for.
What did you meet? Oh.
Okay, guys, listen. We have time for one more story. I call this one The Day It Took Me. Me and my family were the happiest ones around. We always loved playing games. We always loved being happy. We were so full of pride. No, we all loved each other dearly. I just had to step away to go to the bathroom for a second. So I took the usual lean in the bathroom. My family was chattering, and then they went silent. I opened the stall door and went back to go check on them. All I saw was all the dead corpses on the ground. I saw two grossifying figures use their dead carcass to make a perfect food to impress someone. I was terrified. I was taken by a third person. I managed to escape though. I ran into the bush. I lost the ones I loved dearly. Everyone I loved was gone. All just to impress someone else. It was a family of 16, reduced to one.
Next week.
You don't.
I'm sorry. I just had to set it out while
Okay,
we're
well,
back.
at least you got it out, but I had nowhere to run. I ran into the darkness of the forest. I collapsed on the ground. I lost all soul. I let the darkness sink in. The darkness helped me. It made me feel powerful. One day I'll make those people pay. I'll make them all pay. Forever. Until they know the pain I've gone through. I will. The end. As in it's good. What?
I have no idea.
Well, I'd say it was a fantastic stream.
My brain ain't braining.
Exactly. That I love this too.
Yeah. Well, thanks for watching, peeps and champs, and my little oodle lollies. Hey, Jacksepticeye guy here, Vsauce here. Hello, my name is Falcoplower. Okay. Hello. Hello, Volsapplier Pie. Here. Volsapplier Pie.
I'm here.
I hope you all have a chilling Halloween from Spider Toki.
And you wish Santa wasn't real.
What? Yeah, it is right. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a terrifying scream. Oh, yeah.